In last week's video, we did a general shop update as we were in a temporary rut waiting on parts for various projects. In that video, I mentioned the CB750 Chopper being officially for sale, and because of that, I quickly had a buyer. This new buyer actually had a similar CB750 in years past and wanted something along those lines to enjoy again. One key change he had planned was a more appropriate exhaust, for which I actually had a lead on, so we worked a deal and got started on swapping them out. This swap allows me to use the stock style exhaust on an upcoming Candy Gold CB750 revival, which I'm super excited about. So let's get started on swapping everything over and doing some carb tuning. A little chrome polish. Make it pop a little bit. Okay, just tinkering with the CB750. So we just put these pipes on. Obviously they're gonna be moving a little bit more air. So we're just checking the jets, and I actually did find that number 1 and 2 were a little blocked, so just on the pilots. Now I was having some issues with a little bit of sediment in the bowls. Right now they're clean, but yeah, just some I had a couple times where like the tank was still passing a little bit of junk through. So I think that's what kind of got us there. Now, as far as jetting on this thing, it currently has a 105 main jet, and I think we're going to go ahead and put a 110 in it. Now, the next step up would be a 107.5. Now, the bike had some 105 main jets in it, and this bike is going to be shipped from Missouri to Florida, meaning we're going to be at a lower altitude. It's going to be hotter, and of course we have these pipes on here. So we're going to upjet the mains, and for that I went to a 110. We might still have to up the pilots, I don't know yet. A lot of times I feel like you can get away with it with a mixture screw adjustment. But for now, we're going to go test this thing out and make sure it's good. So we'll do some plug chops and see what they are reading. Yeah, it sounds good. So you just pulled the carb off of the TS400?
I did. Explain the math to me.
Well, square root 4 plus divisible by 3
2.5
equals non-ethanol fuel.
Non-ethanol fuel.
Sat in the woods for 30 years. Okay, disassembly continues. Look at this. Look at that O-ring.
Perfectly fine.
That is awesome. Other cool features include a neat little needle retainer, which is not shown. But this isn't even going to go in the ultrasonic. Maybe just the hot tank. Just a little bit of grit. That's it.
Ain't nothing.
Seth was mad as last week he couldn't get the bike running for bike night. And so he's since pulled the carb and it was just basically immaculate. But what was the problem?
Just nothing. Like, it was fine in there. I mean, it was a little gummy, but it was perfectly fine.
Or was it a fouled plug?
It was the plug that was the issue.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But now it's good to go.
Oh, it's mint. Watch it launch me into the stratosphere.
And then you guys haven't seen the V-Strom in a while. I've just been riding it, and right now we're gonna go wash these things. So yeah. Restored. Okay, on the bench we have the center stand for the bike, and here you can see I've already extended it, so that's 5/8 of an inch. So we're getting ready to do this side. Now the way I'm doing this is I'm using 2 pieces of pipe cut in half, and that is going to give me a little bit of structure. Since I don't have a tube extending to the top, they're going to rely on each other to not move. So what I'm using is a piece of 1.5 inches, as well as, I think this is 2 inch, something like that. So yeah, cut in half and then laid on there, welded on the sides, dropped on the ground, and increased height, like every guy wants. And done. Should work. whole project went sideways. So I cut those pieces I spent some time on off the thing. And right now we're adding a sleeve on the inside. I've just basically cut off all of the bracing on both sides. So we cut a sleeve and then machine this down. So this is like the right diameter. It's on there and that's the right height. And then we'll just have to come up with some kind of like metal to go and wrap around. So right now, getting ready to cut this to length to fit on there. And then we'll work on the very bottom. This has just been a royal pain in the butt today. Like Taylor Swift, I took this way too far. And yeah, let me show you the results. Hopefully it better freaking work. All right, I'm gonna consider this done outside of paint. So we extended it, and then of course I made some little feet, bent those around, welded them up. Whoop, I think it's pretty good. And of course we did it so it sits at a back leaning angle there, because that's what it's gonna wanna do anyway. So I'm gonna throw some paint on this and we're gonna throw it on the bike. Okay, well it is done. You gotta give it a hell of a heave-ho to get it on the center stand just because it is longer. But the angle's good, the stability is good, and it's not too tall. So, very happy. This thing is pretty cool, and it will be missed. Yeah, you're not allowed to, let's see, shrug your shoulders. You have shifty eyes. You're a ventriloquist, remember?
I am.
He's a ventriloquist. You guys didn't know that. And then, what was the other one? Hands.
I can't do that.
Oh, don't put your hands in your pockets.
Yeah, can't do that.
You guys are ruthless, okay? I get enough shit about my hair. That's fine. Seth doesn't deserve any of that, okay?
I am comfortable.
He is comfortable. Well, this thing is as done as it's gonna be, so I'm working on shipping right now, and this is gonna be the last time you see this bike, and it will be missed. This was a very cool project, and you know, I'm really happy and honored that I got to be a part of its story, bring it back to life, and continue its journey. You know, it may not be my style or anybody else's, but it's cool, and I appreciate that it exists. And like I said in another video, it's an extension of somebody's personality and who they were back then. So yeah, I am pretty excited to see this thing go to a good home. I hope it gets ridden and enjoyed. So there's definitely going to be some stuff to tinker with. I mean, it's always going to need some work here and there. It's always going to need little gaskets and seals and whatnot. It's an old bike, but that's part of the fun. So yeah, that's the end of this bike. I'm probably going to make like a time-lapse video for it. I think that would be really cool and fitting. But there's definitely not going to be any shortage of CB750 content. We have plenty of stuff coming. In fact, 2 candy gold metallic bikes, and they're going to be really cool. So anyway, I hope you guys like this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.